What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Meta Main Street. It's your boy Nick here, and you got Jeremy on over there. We are the Meta Main Street, and this week we are talking merch updates, an epic movie trailer, exciting event recap, and some of the Meta Main Street's most favorite projects to date. Let's get into it. All right, man. It's been a week.
It has been a week. So much as, I feel like there's news every week for some reason. Like Disney's been pumping it out for a long time.
Oh gosh, yeah. They always pump it out. They always make us proud every week.
It's true.
But,
and we got a lot of good conversation topics today. I'm looking forward to.
We do some of I think my most favorite topics to date, and I'm really excited about it. And I can't wait to go ahead and show off what we get going on here. But yeah, go ahead.
I did want to start. I know this is out of order. Nick, you went to a pretty cool event last night. I'd love for you to tell us about it.
Yes. So right off the bat, Jared, if you wouldn't mind pulling up a picture here for it.
Yeah.
I went to something that I've only ever really dreamed of kind of going to. So this picture here, it says the world of Hans Zimmer on it. Just to let you guys know who Hans Zimmer is, if you're not familiar with any of his work, I'm sure you pretty much already are, and you didn't even know it. Hans Zimmer is the artist behind many of the famous movie soundtracks that we know and love today, such as Pirates of the Caribbean, Superman, The Lion King, all of the big movie blockbusters out there that we know and love so much today. And I get to go ahead and see his work last night performed live in front of me while seeing the movies on the screen behind it that you see the world of Hans Zimmer on right there. Jared, I shared a little bit of a video with you. I'll probably see if I can't make a reel of it later on. I got to see some of the copyright issues. I know his work is so famous. But if I can, I'd love to share with you guys because it was the best word I can describe that concert was straight chilling. That was the best way I can describe it. One of the best performances I've ever seen to date. Incredible soloists and violinists there. Just all around. They said there was members from 15 different countries there.
Wow.
And over 60 people in the entire orchestra. Just incredible. They did a performance of The Lion King. They had the Nairobi choir out there. They actually went down into the crowd and all that for a little bit. They did the classic, classic Lion King medley, that we know and love today. So, incredible to go see. Nice, small, kind of intimate setting and venue and all that. I get to go see it at. So, those are my seats. I get to go ahead and see the stage nice and close and all that. So, just definitely a lifelong bucket list item checked off, to say the least. So,
I did watch the entirety of that video on my lunch break today. And thanks for sending me the entire Pirates of the Caribbean set. That's what I really wanted to see.
Everyone did, man. Everyone did.
it was really good. Like chills, straight chills when I was watching it, like goosebumps. Hans Zimmer definitely on my bucket list as well. Other movies that he's done. Interstellar, right? And
yes. Oh, that was incredible.
He did
that one.
Gladiator. Did they do Gladiator?
Yep, they did Gladiator.
Yeah,
the full Gladiator suite too.
Oh, that's cool. See, those are all ones I would love to see live. You don't realize how much he did. Nick, did he do the Burger King commercial?
Burger King commercial.
He wrote the Whopper Whopper song. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's making a lot of money from that. They're still playing that song in their commercials. So, fun fact.
Love that. I went to Burger King today. I didn't even.
There you go. We're just celebrating him more.
I guess I'm rethinking my life choices, but I guess I keep having Hans Zimmer on the mind. I guess.
Yep, it's true. You didn't even know it.
Well, I did want to also mention too. I thought it was rather unique. Obviously, Hans Zimmer was not there. He did handpick the orchestras and the groups that were there, which was really cool. As well as the conductor for the for the event as well. And he's actually a very close personal friend of Hans himself. His name was Matt something. I'd have to look up his name, but it was incredible to see. They had Hans pop up on the screen behind. They were doing like little like, I guess the best way to say it was kind of like quippy remarks. He would pop up and he'd be like, "Hey Matt, like start the show. Like I don't want to hear you talk. You're awesome and all that, but we want to hear more." Like, and it was kind of cool to see him kind of help push you through the concert and all that. It was a long concert too. I didn't get home. It started at 7:30. I didn't get home until like probably. Well, actually, I left there probably close to like 11:30, quarter of like 12.
That is a really long concert.
It was a long concert. And it was electrifying, man. I mean, it was such a fun time, and I would go see it again in a heartbeat. I definitely, like I said, one of my biggest bucket list items to date. Zoe did not know. Actually, Zoe and Becca did not know who really Hans Zimmer was. They had heard me talk about this before, that I've wanted to go to something like this, and I was like, oh, I don't know if we're gonna go. And one of my coworkers convinced me, just go have fun. You only live once. I was like, all right. And I'm so glad I did. When they came out and played, what was the first one that she heard? Kung Fu Panda. She lost it. It was because they had the guy come out. He was playing 5 different flutes for the thing, and he was like battling with them too. It was really funny to see. And then one of the other musicians was there playing like an actual like Japanese kind of guitar thing. It was really hard to play apparently. And Zoe was going nuts over it. And then same with the Lion King. Like she was just shaking. She was like, "Dude!" I had a hard time keeping some of the videos still because I didn't bring my my Osmo in there. I brought my my new iPhone in there, and she was like shaking me the whole time. She's like, "Dad, look at this!" And I'm like, "I'm trying to record. I hope that stabilization's good. Come on, Apple, don't fail me now." But no, it was a fun time, and one I soon will not forget. And I hope to eventually go again. Apparently, he does this pretty regularly.
Yeah, he's been on tour for quite a while, or at least his band is, because he wasn't there in person, right?
No, not at all.
Right. So I think this tour has been going on for a bit. So they're pretty available. So I would. It sounds awesome. It's definitely something I'm going to check out once they come to my neighborhood.
Absolutely, man. No, absolutely. But dude, I did notice I don't see a Roosevelt on. What are we rocking over there right now?
I'm rocking probably one of the oldest Disney shirts I have. It is a old EPCOT shirt. On the back, it has Mickey's with all the country flags on it.
Oh, that screams 2000 EPCOT right
Yes,
there.
very 2000 EPCOT-esque.
You know, I do want to point out real quick. I know it's not in here this week, but I just want to give a shout out. Resort TV 24/7 has been one of my new like channels that I absolutely love. Josh from Resort TV 1 had put something together where now you can go ahead and actually watch Disney 24/7. It's constantly going, and it's all footage that he's banked over the years of just strolling through the different parks. So you never know what it's going to be. Don't know if it's going to be day or night, and he's constantly working on it. But he took us through the other night some like early 2000s like Epcot and seeing the electric umbrella over there and innovations. Oh, wow. I'm like, wow, this brings back some memories right here.
That is cool.
It was crazy to see. It was awesome. I mean, it's again, you know, guys, just seriously check it out. It's constantly going. It's free to go ahead and look at. Right on YouTube. We'll drop a link down in the description below. Seriously, guys, check it out. We love all our live streamers out there. You know, we got a Resort TV 1, we got Janelle, Disney Parks with Love, Coda, Ron on the Go, Tanya with the Crazy Disney Lady. We got all those friends. So some of them we've met in person a couple times too. So it's you know, shout out to all of them and all the hard work that they do there. And I've done it. I know what it's like to do a live stream. It is not easy, guys.
Yeah, for sure.
When you're standing there in line, and it's like, what we can talk about now, guys. So it's a lot of fun though. But anyways, man, we said your shirt. I want to point out because I'm still in that spooky season, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the leaves falling because it's the second day of fall. So happy second day of fall. We're recording on Wednesdays now, guys. I think, or starting to transition. We'll see. Anyways, so I'm wearing the Mr. Morrow collection. This is the Happy Morroween, guys. We got Paging Mr. Morrow on there as a pirate. We got Gracie on there. we get all sorts of fun stuff with this one. This one is still available, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I love the spooky vibes it gives, and I can't wait to see what he might drop next. So, put a link to this down in the description later on for you guys too, and also under that one, because I have it open for once. I normally always keep them buttoned up, but this week we have a Hello Sunshine EPCOT shirt.
Whoa!
So with
how
orange
fitting.
bird on it. I know. Hello Sunshine. You know. No, I do love this shirt, and love this combo. So it's been a fun time. But anyways, man, enough of me talking. Everyone wants to hear you. No, I'm just kidding. But go, seriously, take it away. What do we got? What do we got coming up?
Well, this week we have, speaking on the Roosevelt's topic, we had some Star Wars Roosevelt's drop just yesterday on the 23rd. So here they are. They are all Halloween-themed Star Wars Roosevelt's. A lot of fun designs, some zombie...
tell me you got one more slide with the other
of
one.
Course.
Oh, thank God.
I like the Jedi Ghosts over here. It's Force Ghosts. Some fun ones. This big articulate one with Rise of Darth Vader on it.
That one sold out in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I heard. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
And then, this full body suit in case you need one. I forget where he's from. I think that's from Solo.
That's the Kessel run. So
yeah,
that one's from Solo, I believe.
Yeah, okay. And then I really like the candy one. That one's fun.
Yep.
And honestly, I really think the sweatshirts, the crew neck's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, I picked up the candy one in the middle. So in case you guys can't really see that easy, all those candy pieces are actually spaceships. So you have Star Destroyers, you get TIE Fighters. It's awesome.
Lightsabers. That's cool.
Lightsabers. And then I have, go back to the other one for me. No, one more. Yeah, the one on the right there. So that one's all, it's called the Dismembered one. And it's all characters that have lost a limb, and it shows a dotted line with what limb they lost.
Wow.
And then the piece missing below. And I thought it was hilarious because I'm hoping they do this right. But in the picture they showed, the pocket placement was of Anakin right above the pocket with no legs. And I was like, that is so funny. Like, that is such a fitting spot. Because, I'd imagine you'd pull the pocket forward, you'd see his leg severed there. But I'm like, that is just so funny.
That is funny.
Of that.
I like that.
We'll see. I haven't coming to me, so they were shipped today. So we love a good Roosevelt's drop, though. And seriously, they knock it out of the park every single time. And the spooky collection is just getting bigger and bigger, man. I don't know. My closet right now, so I have an entire section of my closet just devoted to Roosevelt's right now for Halloween. So they're all out. I must have like 15 or 20 or so now of just Halloween.
Wow.
So they're still coming, guys. Don't you worry. We'll be sure to keep featuring more Halloween ones. But cool. Yeah, it's a fun time. I can't wait to. I'll be wearing the Dismembered one if that comes in time for next week's episode.
Yeah, that looks like fun. I like that one a lot. Staying on the Star Wars topic, we did get some update news. Oh, we're not going there yet. Where did I put it? Oh no, we're gonna start here. This week, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out May 22nd got a trailer released and a new poster, as you can see here. Nick just watched the trailer before the show. I watched it when it came out. Guys. I am so excited for this movie. It features some really awesome characters. Zeb's coming back from Rebels. Grogu's just being Grogu. And the one big thing that I noticed with this that I didn't expect is the Razor Crest is back.
Huh. Didn't he give that to...
It exploded. That thing was long gone.
Yes.
So he got a new one. And it has a different paint job, so it's probably a brand new one.
Did you notice the paint job is of the old Naboo starfighter?
Oh, okay. All right.
I did like that. I just noticed that. I'm like, well, okay, he's sticking with the racing colors, I guess.
Yeah, but the Razor Crest is back. I wonder what that means for the story of his N1 starfighter. We'll have to see.
No, it looks awesome. The trailer was a quick, short one. It looked awesome, and not that far off, honestly. I mean, it's a ways away, but it'll be here before we know it, May 22nd. So, that's it's nice to see that coming up, and can't wait to see what Grogu's going to get up to now.
It's true. I'm really wondering about his story because, he went through all that Jedi training. And he was like, no, I'm not going to be a Jedi. So he's just like a force-sensitive bounty hunter now.
That literally threw me for a loop. But he was like, "You gonna go?" And he's like, "Yeah, no, see ya."
Yeah. I'm going back with Mando. So
And everyone's just screaming like, "We want more Luke!" And then Pedro Pascal's like, "I can bring you in hot or bring you in cold."
And I really like this poster because it's different than any other Star Wars poster we've ever gotten. It's kind of like a comic book. I like the comic book font on it, and the design's really cool. So I'm excited for more of this in the more trailers and other merchandise they might put out. So it could be interesting. And staying on the Star Wars topic, the one other piece of news, the Darth Vader meet and greet. This news came out today, Nick. Starting tomorrow on the 25th, guests can meet Darth Vader in Star Tours queue.
In the queue?
Yeah, that's what they said,
What?
and I don't exactly know where that is exactly, unless if if you're going in and then to the right there's that indoor outdoor section. I have a feeling they might repurpose some of that to put him, because very rarely does a queue actually go into the indoor outdoor section.
Well, I also wonder, so hear me out. They used to have a spot where he was at the end of the ride, right before you go into the store.
Oh, really?
So there's a spot right when you go down the ramp. I just saw something on this the other day. There's a section that they covered it over with something. But when you go out the hallway for coming out of the simulator, and you go around the corner, there's that ramp to go down by the store. As soon as you take that right hand turn, there's like it changes. Like it goes from like all metal to kind of like more of like a stone look.
Yeah.
He was at the end of that hall.
Oh, I did not know
beforehand,
that.
And I didn't know. I don't know if it was an animatronic that was there before, but they said I think it was just getting like missed before, and that's why they got rid of it. I mean, that's a thought that we could replace him there. The other thought is just take C-3PO, push him off the top of the simulator there, and just have him stand there the whole time.
You could do that as well.
Just
I mean,
knock
I don't
him
know
right
how that
off.
ride would go for you. It seems like you just get detained by the Empire, and then that's kind of the whole ride. Then somehow you end up in a Rise of the Resistance scenario.
That's what I mean. Like, you just go right down the road, you get like the First Order.
So
all of a sudden the simulator starts off with Darth Vader there, and then like Kylo Ren pops up and he's like, What are you doing here?
That doesn't even make sense of the timeline.
No, not at all. But we're time travelers now on top of that.
It's true.
Man.
I mean, I'm looking forward to see how they do that. So this is in preparation for Animation Courtyard to get totally revamped into its new look. I will note that I did see right before we started recording that, at least in the parks, the map is already updated to take out Star Wars Launch Bay. And that whole area is actually not on the map. It's like only up to Little Mermaid. So we'll see what more comes out. I'm sure we'll have an update next week.
Well, I do have some boots on the ground now that could go ahead and get me some park maps and merchandise if need be. So
there we go.
Might acquire some maps the next day or so.
That might be helpful. Nick, let's jump into some EPCOT food and wine news. Take it away.
Food and wine news. Could there be anything more? Well, guys, yes, there is. We have some new items. EPCOT was like, you guys love food and wine, but we're going to throw something else at you just because we can. So they have some new items at a new booth over on Communicore Hall at a place called Global Festival Favorites Global Marketplace. It came out over there on 9/21, and what you guys are looking at right there is something that I would absolutely love to have. It's potato pierogi with kielbasa, caramelized onions, and sour cream. They also have a curry-spiced fried cheese with mango curry ketchup, and then a frozen s'more, which is chocolate milkshake with marshmallow syrup and mini marshmallows with a graham cracker on the side, as well as an Irish milkshake, which is Guinness Stout, Bailey's cream liqueur, and vanilla ice cream. That looks like a returning favorite, though.
Yeah, I know. I've seen this one. Yeah, I've definitely seen this one before. So I know you kind of brushed over it, but this, to be clear, is at Communicore Hall is where you can find this booth.
I believe they actually replaced the Goofy booth that was there. Am I right? in saying
Yeah,
that?
I don't know exactly, but it's in the
have to
same
look it up.
place. Yeah.
Well, I do want to point something out real quick though, guys. It seems that Disney has gone ahead and they've been reusing a lot of the same cups and stuff like that from past festivals. So just a heads up, any of the cups that I got from this year's Food and Wine were all the same that I got last festival? No, 2 festivals ago. It was the same plasticware that I got. So just wanted to note that it's nothing different. So that's why I'm over here thinking to myself, we've seen this before. And I do think we have. Fun fact though, you can go ahead and take those. There's a little ring around them and all the cups actually snap together. So, pro tip. I learned that a while ago. All the margarita cups, the base has got a little ring on them. They all snap. And I'm like, I just make little towers of margarita cups.
Okay.
I have a problem, guys. I'm sorry.
It's the more you know. I mean, we tell you about everything here on the Man of Main Street.
That's just it. Oh, and I'm so excited to keep telling you guys about the other stuff we have coming up. But before we do that, Jared, take us into our next topic, because we're going to go from East Coast to West Coast. So tell us what we got.
Yeah, sure. So we have a new Evil Queen Witch mug coming to Disneyland. Here it is, pictured here. So it'll be available on mobile ordering on October 1st. And you can pick it up, I guess, at the Disneyland Hotel. I don't know why that's the place, but I know this is also available at Trader Sam's, so you can get it there. I think it's kind of like a resort-specific mug that you can get. So it looks cool. It's actually by artist-designer Florin Bertmer, and it's limited, and you can actually get it signed by him on the October 1st at 5 p.m.
Do you know what that actually screams to me? Which it makes me curious. We were talking about why it's there. I wonder if they're not having enough foot traffic in that resort or that hotel or something like that.
Maybe that's a good point.
I wonder, like they did that. I feel like to Animal Kingdom, with some of the pass holder magnets. Let's get people into the park to have to go ahead and walk around a little bit. And it's like, okay, I can see that.
Maybe,
but that's unique. I do like that a lot. Now, Jared, does it come with a magic mirror?
I don't. I have no idea.
Does it come with a drink in it?
You know what? I'm gonna say no.
Dude, a cup without a drink in it?
Yeah,
it's like a popcorn bucket without popcorn.
I have a feeling it doesn't.
Popcorn bucket preview. No, just kidding. Oh man. Well, it's a really cool cup nonetheless. I do like it a lot. It's cool. I wish it would come to East Coast.
But speaking of merchandise, we had more merchandise. Nick, I think you plan on going to this year, potentially. Some Jollywood merchandise.
I mean, if I can manage to go, we'll see. But look at that Spirit jersey and that backpack, dude. I love me some Ollie's merch.
Yeah.
I've said it before. You guys, okay, we need to cheer Jer on for this, okay? I
Listen.
don't think you guys understand how bad. So, hold on a second. We got to go ahead and talk about this. I said, so when I first got Jer his first printer, his Ender, the first thing I asked him to make, because he was getting fancy with the spices and making all sorts of different things, I was like, you need to make me a Jollywood Nights logo. And I think if you guys follow anything Jollywood Nights, you'll know that that's the big neon sign that's got Ollie on it and all that. And you take photo ops there. And I was like, I need to have a 3D print of this. So we need to egg him on, guys. We need to have him make this year so I can go ahead and have it. I need this as part of my collection. You don't understand how bad. But I also need this stuff because that Spirit jersey, man. I'm not a huge Spirit jersey guy. I am 100% going to wear that if I get one. 100%.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, Jolly was awesome, and Ollie is like an original character for it that I think they really hit it out of the park with. He's so cute. I really like the backpack is cool. I like how there's a keychain that comes with it. It just says Ollie on it.
No, and I do gotta say, I don't think this is the end of merch for this either. They usually have some more. I know this is some more stuff here as well, but I do feel like we're gonna see some more on top of this. I'd be remiss to say they're not gonna have a pin and maybe even a lug bag and stuff like that.
Oh, I'm definitely pins, lug bags. I think that's an ornament in the middle. That's my guess.
It is. Yeah, no, okay. I would love to get one of those. That looks so cool. And I do want to say, guys, too, we'll talk more about it as it gets closer to Christmas season and all that. Or sorry, what do we say we're going to call it? Christmas tree time or something like that. I got to look back at the last episode. I said we were going to call it something, man. Gosh.
Maybe it was like Jolly season. Or no, it was Yeah, maybe it was Jolly Season. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to look
The
back at it last time.
the one thing I will point out with this merchandise is check out a look at that mug on the left. Look at the shape of it. It's
Is
like
it
a square, but look even closer. It looks like there's a gap between Ollie's head, top of his head, and the mug. I think
Dude!
it's a cookie holder.
Yes, I think it is too.
That's really
that
cool.
is so cool. Oh, I love that.
Now
Oh,
I don't.
gosh.
Now I'll be clear. I don't really care for drinking out of a square mug, but it is still pretty cool.
Dude, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a coffee drinker, and I don't think I've ever actually bought a mug that I've drank out of.
Oh,
But I will
that is
seriously use it for
so.
pens.
That is so made for hot chocolate. That's a hot chocolate. mug.
I know it is. I know it is. And you know that if I got one of those, Zoe would be all about it. In fact, I don't think I'd be able to get just one. I'd have to get enough for all of us. Like, oh my gosh. But no, seriously though, guys, we'll talk more about it as it gets closer. But I do want to just mention that Jollywood Nights is the Christmas event that they do at Hollywood Studios. It's an amazing event. Yep, Jared's got some pictures here. Those are the dates for them. In my opinion, it is. I feel like it's going to be a better event, especially if you're more going towards the adult side of it. And you're going to the parks for a Christmas event, this is the one to go to. They really, really hyped it up last year from where it was at. The first year, they ran into some roadblocks. They really didn't know what was going on. Again, it was a new event. We did not know what to expect. I came in last year thinking, we'll see what happens. This will be a cool event, I guess. And then they knocked it out of the park. We're talking ice skating shows. The merch was incredible. Ollie came into the picture. The Christmas shows, just incredible. And I know that I definitely, if I had to choose between the two, it would be Jollywood Nights for sure.
Wow, bold statement. I mean, they really did hype it up compared to the year before. Ice skating show. There's a couple more additional shows. Glisten, right? So I would like to see what they add this year. I have a feeling it might be kind of the same based on how well they did last year. It still is very hard in my heart to compete with that and the Christmas parade. It's just such a good Christmas parade.
Once upon a Christmas time.
Yes,
I'll be singing that pretty soon. Ron starts going to those, and like I can't stop watching. It's like drugs to me. I'm just like glued to the screen when he's just watching these parades.
Yeah, so I'm sure we'll have more on Jollywood Nights, more details coming soon. Nick will let us know which date he chooses.
I told you, I don't know if I'm going to this.
Well,
Gosh.
Nick, I know you're a very busy guy, and you've been recently working on something very interesting that you would like to share with us.
You know, that's a really good segue into that. I like that. Thank you for that transition. We're going to call it out because you did a good job.
Thank you.
Anyways, guys. So, I printed a lot of stuff. Okay, I have a lot of 3D printers here. I do a lot of things. I saw this project a while ago. It was on Maker World, and I saw it was not one of ours. Let me be very, very clear on that. And I saw this and I was like, this is an incredible project, and I would love to go ahead and make one, and have my own to add to my collection, because I thought it was only fitting to add to my office setting here. So I went ahead and I started this a while ago, and I just got around to finishing it a couple weeks ago. But Jared, break it out up for us. Let's see what we got. So, guys, that is my new Disneyland sign. That whole thing is 3D printed. It took a lot of time. I'm not going to lie to you guys. You need to have a lot of patience if you're going to go ahead and do this. We will absolutely link in the description to the print.
Is it on Maker World?
It is on Maker World.
Send this to me. I'll boost it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wish I had the creator's name up right now, but this is the only variation that's on there. You did have to, I'll be honest, you do have to adjust a few things on there. It's a good entry-level project if you have some serious time to go ahead and work to it, because it was over 50 pieces to print.
Wow.
And there's a lot of glue involved, and a lot of having to kind of run stuff through. I think the one that threw me off was the L, I believe, in land. It was like backwards. I had to like remirror it and flip it. It was a little weird. And no one put another version of it up, so maybe I'll have to go ahead and re-upload a 3MF file at some point. But they went ahead and they were talking about having this big controller running it and all that. I'll be honest, guys, figured I could do it without it, and I was right. I ended up just getting a Govee strip of lights off of Amazon for like $8, and I routed them all through it. Had to do a little bit of soldering here and there, nothing too crazy. I really wasn't worried too much about where the lights were going to land. I just kind of passed them through. It had decent spacing on it. So it's all Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connected, so I can adjust it. But Jared, would you mind showing us what it looks like at night? There we go. So it is all backlit, which is really cool.
It looks awesome.
So, and I have it, it is, I wish I had like a little bit of a video clip here to show you guys, but it does go through and it is changing. I can obviously adjust the LEDs in it, and do what I want to and do all sorts of effects. But it is awesome. And then Jared, go back one more for me. I want to point one more thing out.
Oh, I think I know what you're going to point out, and don't think I didn't notice it.
Well, I did add a little bit of pixie dust to it, man.
Yeah, I can see that.
So we went ahead, and if you guys really want to get creative, you can get yourself a textured PEI plate. The one with all the pixie dust on it is my absolute favorite. That is a Bamboo Labs PEI plate. It is not an aftermarket one or anything like that. And they're unique because, again, you print on them. The design will come off with the print as well. They're good for so many prints. They don't hold up forever. That is something to know. After a while, you'll have to go ahead and take it off and then put a new sheet on. I bought a whole bunch. They're relatively cheap. But you could do this without an AMS. I want to make sure that's very clear. You can easily do it. It does take a lot of colors. There was orange, red, green, blue, white, and black, and pink as well in there. But seriously, though, guys, a lot of gluing, a lot of patience, and if you have that and you want to go ahead and make your own, please, by all means. It's an awesome print. Seriously, if you do end up printing it, make sure to go ahead and boost the creative for that. They did a hell of a job, and I'm happy to add that to the collection right now.
Well, Nick, it looks phenomenal. I have two things. It looks phenomenal.
Sure.
Number two, I think this calls for a reel / TikTok of it in action for all of us.
I can do that. That's a good point. We can make that happen.
Yep. And number three, curious, does it run on the same app that the Spaceship Earth run on, or is it different?
No. So we should probably actually do a video on Spaceship Earth at some point, because that's a whole other project that we got to dive into and discuss more. So the Spaceship Earth one is actually a project done by Adafruit Industries. I've actually met Lady Ada. She's pretty awesome. And they came up with that awesome project right there. And it's on printables, not on Maker World. It's on printables. It takes a good bit of time for that one as well. Actually, it takes more time, in my opinion. I burnt all the tips of my fingers making this.
Sacrifice. You also made two.
I made two. I made one for Jared because at the time he was like, how does one print? And I was like, I'll just make you one. Now he's over here like just building skyscrapers out of like 3D printer stuff. And I'm like, dude, slow down. But no, seriously, it's another awesome print. But we'll do a more in-depth video of that going forward. It has its own web server built in it and everything. It's a much more complex print. But equally as awesome. And I'll do a reel later on. We'll put it on when this releases on Friday. You can go ahead and check it out. We'll do like a little preview, and I'll have everything going in here, so all the lights will be going. Look like Christmas time in here, like Christmas tree season. Christmas tree time. But no, it's an awesome addition to the office here for sure, and I'm really excited to have it all. And again, guys, keep in mind we are so not even close to being done. I have another project in the works that it's gonna knock your socks off. I'm not gonna even bring it up yet, but very excited about it. I think Jared is too. I feel like he's gonna get his first look at coding. I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. First look at coding, doing this project, because for this time I'm not helping him with it. He's gonna go ahead and figure it out.
Yeah, I should figure it out though. It's a good learning experience.
It's not bad, but we will go ahead and share that one once it's completed. It's very close to being done, but I'm not showing it all yet. You guys gotta wait a little bit. Gotta keep you guys coming back for more. But Jerry, you did something this week. You made something that just blew me out of the water, and put me on land. And I do gotta say, it's been one of my favorite prints. It's my favorite ride at EPCOT, I would say. Take us into a journey of land and discovery here.
Yeah, for sure. So, Nick, first of all, as you mentioned earlier, fall is here, and what better way to celebrate the harvest season than with a deep dive into Epcot's Land Pavilion, where farming meets fun and the spirit of fall is always in full bloom.
God, I love Chat GPT.
So here it is, this week's print, the living, not living with the land, but the land sign you see outside of the pavilion. You can print it yourself and put it up in your house now. So it features the land. So we're going to go into some of the great history of the land pavilion, a lot of the fun facts, and we'll touch on some of the rides. I'm going to save a lot of the details history of the specific rides because there's going to be more prints in the futures about those rides, right? So today we're going to
Okay.
focus mostly on the land itself, the entirety of the pavilion, where it started, how it became what it is today. So Nick,
Okay.
get ready.
Welcome to a voyage of discovery and awareness of the richness, the diversity, and the often surprising nature of living with the land.
Get ready to get living with the land. So we'll start
You start
off
talking.
here.
Actually, I get something to go ahead and grab. So
Okay.
keep talking.
So here we are at Living with the Land. This is, again, this is the same sign that I printed, as you can see here. Looks pretty nice, almost pretty close. I did simplify a little bit of it, but it is indeed a cool print. So starting off with the origins of the land. So the Land Pavilion opened in 1982 with the opening of Epcot. It was an original day place to go.
It
Sponsored,
looked so different back then.
yeah, sponsored by Kraft Foods. So, a little bit of this is the current land layout. So, as you can see, it's actually a very large. I think it's one of the largest pavilions on Disney property. It is. It was focused on agriculture and ecology. It was designed to showcase humans interact with Earth and food systems, perfectly in line with Epcot's vision of education through entertainment. Um, so yeah, it's an awesome pavilion. It's really big. You can see the greenhouses for living with land here. What they don't show is the show buildings for Soarin'. So this is again what it looks like. This is back in probably the 70s. Or no, this is the 80s. Sorry, because it's 1982. So this is as an iconic pyramid themed. So let's start with some of the original concept art, which I swear I put in here. I just put out an order for some reason. We're right here.
Oh wow.
Yes. So this
you
is
dug deep to find this.
yeah, I did. So this is the original concept art designed by Raleigh Crump in the late 1970s.
Roly crump.
They pitched this. He pitched his first version, and his idea was centered around Mother Earth as the host, guiding guests through the story of agriculture and the planet. So there was a harvest ride concept that was where guests would ride vehicles shaped like farm equipment and travel through scenes of Earth ecosystems and the human relationship with food. So different pieces of like this greenhouse would be different ecosystems that he would touch on. However, that kind of changed when Tony Baxter came in to help out with this, and they reimagined it to be more of an optimistic and technology-driven space, focus on the futuristic farming, greenhouses, and the future of agriculture. So that's why you have Living with the Land. Back then, it was originally called Listen to the Land. I have a photo of that. Listen to the Land is actually what it was first called, which makes sense based on the song Listen to the Land.
Yeah, that was an old. Yeah, I remember that.
So yeah, this is the inside back in the 80s, what the Land Pavilion looks like. There was a big fountain in the middle, believe it or not, which I think is interesting. People are actually really upset when that went away.
Now, Jared, one thing I do want to point out that you don't have on this list, there was a show that used to be over here that they talk about in Guardians of the Galaxy. Did you have that in here by chance?
Yes, there's a former attractions part that we'll get into.
Gotcha. I'll leave it to you.
All right. I did want to touch on, where was I? So yeah, getting into some of the architecture and exterior design. So it's a glass pyramid. It's supposed to kind of nod to a greenhouse, which it actually does, and has a lot of natural sunlight, which is used for actual crops growing inside the greenhouses within it. At the time, it was the pyramid shape was also symbolic of progress and strength, which is tying into Epcot's overall theme of optimism for the future. So one of the interesting parts is I always love walking into the Land Pavilion. I mean, the entranceway is so detailed on the side, and they have these awesome mosaic tiles that I try to kind of replicate in our print this week. They kind of show they represent the soil layers of the earth and growth on the earth. So pretty neat. They say that there are over 150,000 individual tiles on this mural work, which is insane. Wow. And each side is a mirror image, so symbolizing balance in nature.
It just goes to show, guys. I mean, not for nothing. Always take time to look at your surroundings at Disney. There's a reason why hidden Mickeys get put everywhere. It's a reason why this is put here. There's so much detail that's in here, and Epcot really. This is one area that really hasn't been changed too much, at least as far as the attractions go, and even the main lobby and all that, and obviously the design hasn't really changed that much over the years. But this is really what OG Epcot was. And this is really what, to me, stands out the most about this park, and that there's no other park in the world like it. That it provides a fun way of seeing, a look at the future and what we need to go do to keep things rolling and all that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's really encaptures what Epcot used to be and what it's supposed to be. Other interesting thing about the pyramid is it is angled to maximize sunlight for interior greenhouse without overheating the building. So clever use of this design. Let's get into some of the former attractions, which I'm sure you're excited. So listen to the land.
I do want to point out that queue looks really similar to the same one that's there. It looks like they have not changed a single thing in this picture.
A lot of the land is pretty much untouched, especially living with the land is not changed much.
That's crazy.
Yeah, which is cool. I mean, the restaurants had different names and same places. So Listen to Land opened in 1982 with the park, and it was called Listen to the Land until 1993 when it was renamed to Living with the Land. And also, so it features that catchy song. It was very famous for its thunderstorm a thunderstorm portion. Apparently, that was really impressive back then, and it still is impressive today. Nick, and then we have the Kitchen Cabaret, also
veggie, fruit.
Opened in 1982 and ran until 1994, which is an animatronic musical review starring fruits, veggies, grains, and dairy products. So
that always gets me every time they bring that up in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, I know.
And Chris Pratt comes on, or sorry, Star-Lord comes on there, and he's like, yeah, I love that place. They got veggie, fruit.
Yeah. And then that eventually got changed over to Food Rocks, which is a more modern take on the attraction, where they did some parody songs and just was kind of campy. And that only lasted until about 2004. Some other attractions that they had there. Remember the Circle of Life, Nick? You were around for this one. 1995 through 2018.
I feel like I did go see this at some point. I'll be totally honest with you. Until I read this over, I thought it had been Awesome Planet all this time, because that theater is so dated that I'm like, what am I in right now? Like, it feels like just
right. So it is so. I honestly couldn't even tell you what the inside looked like. That looks like currently. I haven't been there so long.
So
fun. Before we do that, before that was Symbiosis. That was the first thing in there, which is a serious documentary style presentation of humanity's relationship with nature and technology. Nothing says fun than a movie at a theme park about symbiosis. But back to the Circle of Life.
It's like Osmosis Jones, but for Epcot.
Yeah. 20-minute film hosted by Simba, Timon, and Pumbaa, replacing Symbiosis. Blending clips from the Lion King and real-world footage of nature. It ran for over 20 years, believe it or not.
Wow.
I did not know that. That is a long time.
That's crazy.
And then we get into our attractions of today. So, Nick, we have our fan favorite here, Living with the Land.
I got a boat. Look at.
Oh, that is
Look at
cool.
That boat.
That's nice.
I had to go get it. So this is not one we designed, by the way, guys. I just had to throw that in there. I was really excited. I forgot I made this like forever ago, and I was like, "Oh, wait, I have a boat." So, small little boat. Doo-doo-doo. Sorry, got excited there.
No, it's
My
fine.
favorite
I mean,
ride
and
ever.
it is a great boat ride through incredible greenhouses. And shows off some very innovative agriculture. And apparently, it is the world record holder for the most amount of tomatoes harvested from a single plant. Over 32,000 tomatoes from one of their plants in the greenhouse.
So Jared, we get time real quick for me to throw in a couple quick facts about this ride?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. So, guys, Living with the Land. If you ever get a chance to, there is a tour you can take backstage.
I do have some pictures of that. It's right here.
Perfect. That's called Behind the Seeds Tour. See what they did there? An awesome tour, about $35 a person, and lasts about an hour or so. And you get to go behind the scenes and scare Felix. If you know, you know. He's a plant that you just shake the life out of. And you get to go ahead and check out a bunch of really cool things. Fun fact, a lot of what you see in the growing techniques that they do in Living with the Lands, like the, what was the one? Like some of the Mickey-shaped grown pumpkins that they do, or like the tomatoes that they kind of like will hang, all these different things. Those techniques are not actually ones that like they developed or said like we have to do it to make it do this sort of thing. They just did it because they could, which is just, to me, so incredible. And I'm just like, it's so awesome that they're that creative with it. And I also want to shout out, this is one of the few places in the world, and they are incredibly serious about this, by the way, that is a near zero emission waste facility. They actually have a plaque hung up in there. They're very proud of it. You'll know if you go on the tour, like they break everything down. So like when there's a spot where you get to go ahead and try one of the snacks from the greenhouse there, and they put on gloves, obviously, that sort of thing. And when he was breaking it down, it was like wooden toothpicks go in one bin. Gloves, half of the glove gets ripped in half because it had like a rubber piece to it. That goes in one bin to be recycled. The other one is like biodegradable, so it goes in another bin. Like, it was crazy how serious they take this. And you get to go see some awesome things. This is the tour you see that everyone kind of walking around and, while you're walking around in there. But it's an awesome tour. Great time. I've done it. I would gladly do it again. Me and the wife we did love it, and just an overall fun time.
And that's a relatively inexpensive tour, right?
Absolutely. $35 really for a Disney tour is not bad. And I don't believe you get like a pass holder discount for that one just because it is so cheap.
Mm-hmm.
And fun fact, by the way, at the end of the ride, you can go ahead and book this tour. But you can that's where you would check in for the tour too. But you can also go ahead and buy a plant from the greenhouse to take home.
Yes,
now,
I love that.
Here's the fact that you might not know. There is one plant, it's actually a tree, I believe it's a redwood tree, that they have one every day that they put out. And you can get it, if you're early enough and you're the first one to get it, you can take one home too. But that is the most rare one that you can get out of all of them, because they only do one of those a day. And then the other ones they have like Venus flytraps, like some of the more fun plants that you would see. But they do an amazing job there. I do get to say it is it's one of the biggest research facilities in the area for it. Disney, if you guys haven't already picked up by now, they're one of the biggest ones for conservation. They want to protect our planet and help it to grow. which is the whole idea behind this ride, is that we're living with the land, not living through the land, not taking away from the land. We're living with it, which means we have to put stuff back into it. We have to help sustain it. We have to go ahead and keep things working, which is just really cool to see these growing techniques and the way that they do things behind the scenes to see what can be done to help save our planet and help it prosper.
So the Meta Main Street recommendation here is to go to the Land Pavilion, ride Living with the Land, take the tour, buy a plant to go home, and
Only then will we truly be living with the land.
it's true. So you got to do all that stuff. And Nick, you were truly living with the land that day, weren't you?
Dude, I absolutely was. It was funny. We had someone that this is just crazy to me. We had someone that went on this tour and they had never ridden Living with the Land before.
Wow.
It was really interesting. The tour guide we had, his name was Andy.
He was like, you know that part's free, right? Or included with your park admission.
No, it was so funny because he's like, everyone's ridden this ride, right? All right, come on, folks, let's go. He was very sarcastic. He's like, we're here to teach, not to have fun. And I was like, okay. He's like, but you can have fun and shake a plant. And I was like, okay. But it was like, everyone's ridden this ride, right? And this one lady was like, no. He's like, did you just say no? He's like, you know that you're literally going to walk by it, right? He's like, you have homework. Get on this ride the minute you're done. There is never a long wait for it. If there is, come back in 10 minutes. The wait is gone. Go. And I was like, okay, yeah, he's got a point.
You should have just handed her a lightning lane for that at that point.
I don't think he was qualified to go ahead and do that. But no, it was funny, but nonetheless, it was awesome.
Well, enough with Living with the Land. Let's move on to some of the other attractions at the Land Pavilion. You have Awesome Planet, which replaced our Circle of Life show. Opened in 2020, is a 10-minute film shown in the Land's Harvest Theater. And it's narrated by none other Ty Burrell. Do you know where Ty Burrell is from, Nick?
No clue.
He's Phil Dunphy from Modern Family. Also, he's the whale. You know exactly what I'm talking about. From Finding Dory, he's the beluga whale.
Oh, really? Oh, interesting.
Yep, that's him. He brings a light and thoughtful touch to the story. I mean, I love Ty. He's a great actor.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. I've been on this. I've been to the show. Great 10-minute nap.
Yeah, I had a feeling. Yep.
I did not stay awake for it at all.
The film highlights Earth's beauty, ecosystems, and challenges, combining nature, cinematography, in-theater effects, and digital animation. So technically it's a great precursor to going on Living with the Land.
It is. Everything there is just awesome, and it all ties in together.
And then brings you to one of probably the most popular attraction in the Land Pavilion, Soarin' Around the World.
Soarin' the Tower.
We are ready for takeoff. So that original attraction opened in 2001 inside the Land Pavilion, where it was first soaring over California. Nick, have you ever been on Soaring over California?
I have. It is an awesome time. They do that. What did they do that for? They did it for one of the festivals, I think. Or there was a time that they did it for a while. They usually do it like once a year. They'll go ahead and put
they'll bring it back for a little bit. Yeah, I loved the original Soarin' over California only because the original song is even better than the current song. And there's certain scenes in Soarin' over California that were just cooler, like the fighter jet scene and the
True.
Some of the transitions I think are funner.
I like the golf ball coming
Yeah,
out
the golf ball, and some of the scents as well. They have the orange grove that you go over. Yeah, I miss Soarin' over California. I need to make it a point to try and get there when they're doing it. They do it pretty often in California, more than they do in Disney World for sure. So that upgrade to Soarin' Around the World happened in 2016. Added breathtaking views of all landmarks all over the world, like the Eiffel Tower, Taj Mahal, Great Wall of China.
And now the Eiffel Tower is straight.
Now it's straight. When they put it up there, if you were sitting on one of the end row, it was very crooked or very curvature. It looked like on the screen. Now they have fixed it so it's a little further out. Nick, another thing that is in soaring around the world is Neuschwanstein Castle, which I went to, recorded a reel at. Nick, I keep looking at pictures of that castle that I took, and I'm just like, I can't believe it's a real thing. Like,
dude, we saw that. It's funny. I have obviously you guys saw in the video that we posted last week of the highlights and all that from the last trip. We went ahead and posted the end section of Soarin' on there. But what you guys didn't see that I didn't include is I recorded the entire ride. Well, there's a section when we saw the castle. And Zoe's there, and I'm like, oh, hey, did you know that Uncle Jeremy went on this? And she's like, Uncle Jeremy went on it. I'm like, shh, we're on a ride. It was so funny, though.
I went in it. I got the full tour of that thing, which is hard to do, I guess.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
you got a pretty good tour guide, I guess.
Oh, yeah, it was incredible. A lot of the rooms aren't finished, but the ones that are done, Nick, it's insane in there.
Like, I believe it. I mean,
oh my gosh.
It's on my bucket list for sure.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm hoping at some point, if you have a 3D printer, I think it's a rite of passage. You have to print one at some point.
Yeah, I know. It's on my list. I've been busy with a couple other projects, but that is definitely on my list.
It's like 300 and something filament swaps. It takes like a week to do. Maybe we'll do it like one of the holiday weeks when I'm off or something.
Yeah.
But, oh my gosh. But anyways, man, I'm sorry, taking us off track.
No, you're good. Let's jump into some of the restaurants. So you have your Sunshine Seasons Food Court, which is one of the best quick service options at EPCOT, focused on fresh and sustainable food. And you also have, that's more of the Sunshine season, some of the stuff they have. I like how they have a actual fire roasted oven. It's cool.
Yeah, and it is important to note, real quick on that one, that is where the Remy milkshake is right now.
That's true.
The festival. They have a lot of times they'll do like a special festival item down there. Also, really good to note too, if you're someone like me that likes to have access to fountain machines to fill up your water bottles, stuff like that, this is another great place to go because they have one there that you can refill stuff with, as opposed to the other areas where it's, here's a cup of water or a bottle of water behind the counter. So nice little place. They have amazing gluten-free options there as well. It's very, at times, I think, more basic items there. Very wholesome and very good, but more basic items where you're looking for like a really just good, wholesome meal. It's nothing too crazy.
Yeah, I have great memories coming here, even for breakfast. They have a great bounty platter, as they call it in most of Disney locations, where I found my love of maple syrup there. And my wife and sister can attest to that. It's a fun memory.
It took you to go all the way down to Florida?
No,
you like maple syrup?
No,
Jeremy, you live in New England.
It's a funny
I
story.
got married in Vermont.
No,
Come
I'm
on,
kidding.
man.
It's a funny story, and an inside joke because I was so hungry that morning that after I was finished everything, I continued to just eat the maple syrup, and they were like, "What are you doing?"
Well, that's how you know you're from New England. You sit there, just Cracker Barrel does it right, where you get the little nips. You just sit there, just maple
Yeah,
syrup.
that's true. I just put those in my pocket and leave.
My favorite was I went to Waffle House at one point, and not to go off track, I went there and I had this same waitress. I was going there quite often at the time. I was doing a job out that way, and the waitress was like, "Oh, you want some maple syrup? Do you want sugar or the normal one or sugar free?" And I was like, "There is a thing as sugar free syrup?" And she was like, "Well, I've never had anything different. Like it's like Aunt Jemima's, whatever." I was like, "Hold on." So I ended up ordering her a sample kit from Vermont, and I was like, "Try this," and she was like, "Oh my Lord," she said, "This tastes totally different." And I was like, "You're welcome. Enjoy." So I've converted some people. It's happened.
It's beautiful.
Yes.
The one thing I forgot to mention before we go into the last restaurant, the 4 balloons you see here in the foyer, they represent the 4 seasons. So you have your winter, summer, spring, and fall.
Guys.
Huh?
Not
not the hotel. You're right. And then finally, you have the Garden Grill Restaurant, which is a pretty neat spot. It is a rotating restaurant that is up top the land, Living with the Land attraction, and it rotates one full rotation per hour. They serve some pretty great family-style meals here, breakfast and lunch and dinner. Nick, have you eaten here?
I have. I've had dinner there. I'll be honest, it wasn't my favorite per se. It was an incredibly hot day when I was there, though. So the idea of having like turkey or chicken
Yeah.
or whatever like that. I'm like, I don't know if mine's gonna really sit well, and it didn't. But
I would be more into this for breakfast.
agreed.
It is, and also keep in mind it is character dining as well, which is great. Also keep in mind the price point on that one. It's definitely expensive.
Yeah, and most of the time, guys, this one's going to run about $65, $75 a person.
Yeah.
To go, depending on the time of day or night. Breakfast is always going to be the cheaper option. So for dinner time, you have Chip and Dale, and in the morning, you have Mickey and his farmer pals kind of going around for that one, I believe.
Yeah, I heard great things about the mac and cheese though for the dinner. So
it is pretty good. That part was all pretty good. Like I say, it was a good hearty, family style meal. It's just, I don't know, when I'm at Epcot, to me,
right.
And again, it's always the problem. We've talked about this before. You go into it and there's just so many options there.
Yeah, there's so many options. You don't want to waste your stomach at the Garden Grill when you can go around the world trying all different cuisine.
I loved it. It was the video Mr. Morrow did at one point. He went there. That was like his mission. He's like, I'm going to Garden Grill. And he went. And he's like, I am stuffed beyond belief. I'm going to go home now. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be pretty much my attitude after going there.
Yeah, true. More. I mean, with Epcot, the amount of walking you do, probably better snacking. But I would definitely be in to try some breakfast there.
Absolutely.
That sounds good.
So we're going to go book a trip all together, and we're going to go, right? We're going to go review it together? That's what I
think
heard.
that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea at all.
I like that idea. Make it happen.
Well, that brings us to our kind of conversation pieces. I want to talk on a couple things. So we've talked about the land in depth, everything that it is now and used to be. I do have a question for you. If you could add one piece of modern technology, a little background. The Living with the Land attraction has been around for quite a long time, and it hasn't changed that much probably in the last 30 years. If you can add one modern technology, farming technology, such as like drones or AI controlled something or vertical LED farms, greenhouses, what would you add to showcase? That would be before you get to the greenhouse itself, so you could do something right before then that showcases another type of farming that's not covered.
Sure. I would say I would try to update that scene where you're going through the barn area. They do talk about the new technology they're doing, such as, ladybugs and wasps and that sort of thing. By the way, not the wasps that you think are used in the greenhouse. When I think of a wasp, I think of this big thing with a stinger. When they talk about them, they're talking like micro wasps that actually go through and they just sting bugs. It's all they do, which is kind of crazy to me. They're everywhere in there. You just don't know it. As far as updating it, though, no, I think definitely, showcasing more of the technology, maybe more even like what we've come with like tractors and machinery to show. I know a lot of these tractors and all that nowadays. I mean, I'm in Indiana, and I can tell you that, for the most part, a lot of the farming staff and all that during the summertime is all kids. They're operating these massive pieces of machinery, that are teenagers and all that. And these things are so accurate that, you can line up and draw your farm ahead of time and the route your machine's going to take, and then just hit go. And it's got GPS. It knows exactly where it's going to make those rows perfectly straight all the way down. I just think it's an amazing piece of technology that we've come so far with. And just the equipment to see that is kind of wild. But, I definitely think that, as well as, some AI-based things like watering and all that, it would be unique.
Space crops. I like space crops.
Space crops. Yes, you're going to go ahead and the Martian this kind of thing.
Yes.
And the other thing I would say is, also, just obviously include that type of machinery and all that in there. I lost what I was going to say for that last part. Wow. Machinery, definitely, definitely. Oh, aquaponics and hydroponics. Definitely talk about that more. That would be my big thing.
Yeah, they do it in some of it, so I think they could maybe do more on it. It's just a cool thing.
I would just want to point out, if you have a 3D printer, that is a really cool thing. It's a project you can definitely get into. My wife wants me to get into it so badly. If you could buy a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket and have a 3D printer, you can make your very own aquaponic tower. It's kind of crazy to think about.
It is. The other thing I want to mention, so Sunshine Seasons, great place. I'm going to be honest, it's very rarely gets a lot of foot traffic. How do you think they could get that place revamped? I have one idea.
Well, I would say for that one, I think the biggest reason why you see as many people seated there as you do is because of those two attractions being there, and I think that's what pulls people obviously down to that lower level because that's what's there. I think they need to try to have more of an not exotic menu, but maybe put a little bit more down there as far as things that people want. So as unfortunate as to say, put things down there like your generic. Your chicken tenders, your burgers, stuff like that makes parents feel safe about taking their kids there and not having to worry about picky eaters. You know what I mean? Just being like, all right, I'm gonna go get this chimichurri chicken over here. You know what? You want chicken tenders? Here you go. Just enjoy. Here's your milk. Here's that. Here's your chalky milk. Have fun. Go.
Yeah, I just don't think they have enough options. I mean, for as big of a place it is, they don't have that many options, in my opinion. I mean, they have like rotisserie chicken and
very
grilled
basic
salmon.
Items,
Basic, but they're probably very good. My opinion is so I was going to go like a Chipotle style, but here's what I'm going to go. Nick, have you ever been to Cava yet?
Cava. I've been by it. I haven't been in it.
So a Cava is kind of like a build your own salad place. And it's Mediterranean themed, and you put hummus and all this different stuff. It is fantastic. If they put,
I thought you said La Cava. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Cava. Like yeah. So if you put a Cava restaurant in like style in the Land Pavilion and Sunshine Seasons, that would be, I think, a really good crowd pleaser. It allows a couple of things because you'll have the full salad bar. You can stock that all stuff that you get from the greenhouses. It gives a lot of customizability for guests to really make whatever they want, and I know they can handle it. So that's my idea.
I feel like, not to go off track, I feel like when I go in there for that particular restaurant, I feel like I'm going to the IKEA restaurant.
Yeah, it kind of feels
what
like
I mean? Like high end per se, like the items like as you go there, you get your grilled salmon, you have like your Swedish meatballs and all that, like good items, but it's like very limited. Like this is what we have. This is all we have. Enjoy.
Yeah. The other question I had is, would you be interested in some sort of like harvest festival, which is like a table service event inside one of the greenhouses that you would go sit and dine in at night? I mean, who wouldn't be interested?
I think it'd be interesting, but I do gotta say, I don't know if I would want it to be right there. I feel like they would almost have to make like an addition to that.
Yeah.
Just because there's so much going on in there.
If you get married in one of the greenhouses at night with the Christmas lights, I mean, that sounds pretty.
Dude,
cool.
we didn't even talk about that. When Christmas time hits, that place, like, forget it. Wait times through the roof.
Yeah,
for that
it's
place.
a different ride. It's a whole different ride.
Totally different experience.
I think we're gonna do a whole Christmas episode, all the cool things you can do without going to any of the parties.
Heck yeah, of course we're gonna.
I like that idea. I think that's what we're gonna do. The last question I have is, do you think they should add any additional IP to the Land Pavilion, like characters within Living with the Land, or just more representation of characters in general? Because be honest with me, I know Zoe's a big Disney fan, so she might not fall into this category. How excited does she get over Living with the Land?
Oh, she loves it.
Yeah. Okay. So she does. Do you think all kids get excited for Living with the Land?
No, honestly, she gets excited because she knows I get excited about it, and she's
right.
like, oh, "This is Dad's favorite ride." But no, I think it's tough. It can be. We all get so hyped up to the end of the ride when they have that pan flute going. I'm just like, we're all dancing there and having a great time, and we're insane. But we're at Disney to have fun, right? So, I don't know if I would necessarily want a lot of other characters there per se. If it's at Garden Grill, maybe. Obviously, that's a character dining, but I don't see any crazy characters going in there. You know what I mean? It doesn't really fit the vibe. I think if you're going to have a character there, have Patrick Warburton downstairs being like, does everybody have their yellow tag? The yellow tags for pulling for safety. Does everybody have their tags? Just kidding. I don't know. I love that guy. But no, I definitely think that, it would be, it would kind of be almost a disservice, I think, to have more characters down there. Cause I mean, what are you gonna have, Anna or Elsa down there like harvesting?
I mean, more of the ideas that I can think of that would be feasible is I don't want them to touch that script because it's so iconic, but you could easily have some other character taking you through the ride, or you could add, you do have tasteful nods, like, kind of like think about how like Figment is on the ride with you. You know what I mean? So kind of like that, but except you didn't have Figment take over the whole ride at the end. So like maybe you just had like an orange bird tastefully bring you through the ride or
I
something
could
like
see
that.
that.
Yeah,
I'd be
it would
down
have
for,
to
like,
be.
Orange Bird.
It would have to be like tasteful, And I'm not expecting like once you get to the greenhouse scenes, I'm expecting that to stay the same. Maybe you just add some different, like a model of Orange Bird or Spike the Bee would be a good character as well. You could do through this whole thing. I wouldn't touch.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I wouldn't touch I wouldn't put like Anna and Elsa or Moana in here. I would mostly try to stick with Florida original EPCOT characters like Orange Bird and Spike the Bee.
I can absolutely see that happening. That would be really cool, actually. I do want to point out, though, that when a festival's going on, they always do have an overlay, in a sense, on the ride showing in different areas. So, like, they'll have, for food and wine, they're going to showcase all of the foods that they're using in there to help make the different foods that are showcased. And usually they'll have, like, the different princesses and characters kind of in, like, fruit and vegetable form. It's really kind of unique.
Yeah.
I could try to find one here. I'll make a note to put a picture of one up here in a minute. But it is unique to see, and every festival changes up. So that's kind of a decent nod to it. But honestly, man, I think, as the story says in the beginning, it's taking you on a journey of discovery. I think it's important to keep that aspect of it and really focus on, what Epcot's core beliefs and standpoints are. I'm happy to see that's one part of the park or parks that hasn't changed over the years.
Yeah.
Or hasn't changed much. Because, it kind of goes back to studios where, we're all about how we make movies. And now you're in the movie. And
that's true. Definitely true.
You went so far away from that it kind of threw it off for a good bit. And again, I'm not upset about it, but it just changed the whole vibe of the park up.
Yeah, and if you look at Epcot, especially Future World, in the past couple of years, it really has changed to that way as well.
It's had a glow up.
Yeah, I mean, not... Yeah, I mean, it's not what it used to be. It used to be very education-focused, Future World. Now it's more different. I'm not saying they should touch Living with the Land at all. I love it the way it is. I love how they dress it up for different festivals and holidays, and I think they do fine with it. I'm just thinking long-term, what else might they do to it? So that's where that was going with. But that was a good conversation. I think we made it to the end of the episode, though.
I think we did. If you guys have stuck around, seriously, thank you guys all again. We posted some reels the other day. You guys blew it up. So seriously, thank you so much for all the love and all the support. We love what we do. We love doing all this stuff. We love 3D printing, Living with the Land boats. Doop 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 doop. Sorry, I won't go ahead and sing the song the whole time. And signs. We love signs. Oh, and by the way, Jerry, you'll never guess what I did with that sign.
Turned it into a magnet.
I turned it into a magnet. So we'll have the magnetic version to also go ahead and do. I'll make sure he puts it up there, guys.
All right, I will.
Don't forget. But anyways, guys, seriously, thanks for sticking along this whole time. And I think with that, we're going to say we will see you in the future. You guys are still here. Sorry about that. See you next week.